The connection between breakfast and hormonal balance runs much deeper than simple nutrition. It's a dialogue between food, the body's internal clock, and the delicate hormonal cycles that govern mood, energy, and sleep. Regular morning eating is one of the most natural ways to bring harmony to these rhythms, especially the relationship between cortisol, the hormone that energizes you, and melatonin, the hormone that helps you rest. When you eat breakfast at a consistent time each morning, you're not just starting your metabolism, you're sending a powerful signal to your body's circadian rhythm that helps regulate both alertness during the day and relaxation at night. This alignment between eating and hormonal cycles is what allows you to feel energized in the morning, focused in the afternoon, and calm as evening approaches. Cortisol and melatonin are two of the body's most essential timekeepers. Cortisol peaks naturally in the early morning, around sunrise, preparing you to wake up and meet the demands of the day. It raises blood sugar slightly, increases alertness, and mobilizes energy from stored nutrients. Melatonin, on the other hand, works in the opposite direction. It rises at night, promoting sleep and recovery. These two hormones are designed to work in a seesaw rhythm. When cortisol is high, melatonin should be low, and vice versa. But modern habits, irregular eating, skipping breakfast, late-night meals, artificial light exposure, often confuse this cycle, leading to cortisol remaining elevated throughout the day and melatonin failing to rise properly at night. The result is a pattern familiar to many: morning fatigue, daytime stress, and restless sleep. Eating breakfast at a regular time each morning helps correct this imbalance by reinforcing the natural cortisol rhythm. When you eat soon after waking, your body recognizes it as confirmation that the active phase of the day has begun. The act of eating helps lower cortisol gradually after its morning peak, which prevents the hormone from staying elevated into midday. Without breakfast, cortisol often remains high longer than necessary because the body perceives fasting as a mild stress signal, as if food is scarce and it must stay alert to survive. Over time, this chronic morning stress response can lead to irritability, anxiety, and metabolic dysfunction. But by giving your body nourishment early, you allow cortisol to rise and fall in a healthy curve, supporting steady energy and emotional calm throughout the day. This daily breakfast cue also interacts with insulin and serotonin, both of which influence the body's hormonal clock. When you eat a balanced meal of protein, healthy fats, and slow carbohydrates in the morning, your insulin levels rise gently, helping your cells absorb glucose for energy. This controlled insulin response communicates to the hypothalamus, the brain's master regulator, that the day's metabolic cycle is active. In turn, serotonin production increases, boosting mood and preparing the body for nighttime melatonin synthesis. Serotonin, often called the daylight hormone, converts into melatonin in the evening, so a well-timed breakfast indirectly supports better sleep quality later on. Essentially, eating early gives your body the building blocks and timing cues to maintain both alertness and restfulness in perfect rhythm. Consistency amplifies this effect. The human body thrives on routine, not rigid schedules, but reliable patterns. When you eat breakfast around the same time every morning, your digestive system, liver, and endocrine glands begin to anticipate it. Digestive enzymes activate earlier, insulin sensitivity improves, and cortisol follows a predictable daily curve. This regularity teaches your body to release energy and stress hormones during daylight and to calm down at night. Over time, people who maintain steady breakfast habits often notice deeper sleep, fewer night awakenings, and a smoother transition from wakefulness to rest. Their energy feels more evenly distributed because cortisol peaks and declines as nature intended, strong in the morning, gentle by evening. Skipping breakfast or eating erratically, on the other hand, tends to blur these hormonal boundaries. When the body doesn't know when to expect fuel, it keeps cortisol elevated to maintain energy availability. Prolonged high cortisol not only increases stress, but also interferes with melatonin production at night. The result can be a vicious cycle. Poor sleep increases morning fatigue, leading to more caffeine and skipped meals, which in turn perpetuates hormonal confusion. Regular breakfast eating interrupts this loop by reintroducing predictability, a natural rhythm that reduces physiological stress without effort or medication. The quality of the breakfast also influences hormonal harmony. A meal rich in protein such as eggs, Greek yogurt, tofu, or nuts supports the production of amino acids needed for serotonin synthesis. Healthy fats from avocado, olive oil, or seeds aid in hormone regulation and help balance cortisol's effects. Complex carbohydrates, like oats or whole grains, ensure a gradual glucose release, preventing insulin spikes that can stress the endocrine system. Together, these nutrients stabilize both blood sugar and cortisol, allowing the nervous system to operate in balance. Over time, this steady internal environment supports calmer mornings, clearer thinking, and more restful nights. This relationship between morning eating and hormonal rhythm is also deeply connected to light and darkness, the twin regulators of the circadian clock. Eating breakfast in natural light, or at least during daylight hours, strengthens the signal to your body that it's daytime. It helps synchronize all of your body's clocks, in your brain, your gut, your liver, so that metabolism and rest operate in harmony. When cortisol and melatonin follow their intended cycles, the entire system benefits. Stress decreases, energy becomes more stable, digestion improves, and sleep deepens. The simple act of eating in the morning becomes a form of gentle biological guidance, a daily calibration of your internal timing. Ultimately, the power of breakfast lies not only in the nutrients it provides, but in the stability it brings. Regular morning eating teaches your hormones when to rise and when to rest. It turns the body from a state of constant reaction into one of natural rhythm. By aligning your first meal with your internal clock, you invite balance into your day and peace into your night. In a world that constantly disrupts biological timing, this small, consistent ritual, a calm meal in the morning, becomes a quiet form of self-regulation. It tells your body, the day has begun, the rhythm is steady, and rest will come in its time.